Hi, and thank you for watching TargetedWest.com. This is DJ Chris. This is show number 104. This is the Sunday call. It's the third month 3, which is March 24th of 2024. I'm in my trusty camper, and we're here doing our fourth industrial revolution call, which discusses technologies that are affecting us, including V2K. We have a guest tonight, 2 guests actually. The opinions of our guests are theirs of their own. We don't endorse anything here at all, but we do support people's efforts, and we do support people's businesses and trying to help people get relief. So that's why we're having these guests on to talk about a incredible technology. I get V2K since 2002. The little terrorist in my head, and I decided to do a call about it, and here I am. I'm a retired tech engineer from Silicon Valley who retired after getting V2K, and I couldn't work anymore. So anyway, tonight we have T.I. Armando, and welcome to the call. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Chris?
Doing good. I'm glad you're here, and we've got Anna Toledo also, and she's going to do a testimony about the technology that Armando has invented. So welcome to the call. Tell us about your Silent Night technology. Is that correct?
Yes, Silent Night. Well, it's not very, it's not any kind of new technology. It's actually very old. One of the first transmitters was a spark gap, and it's basically what it is. And basically what it does is, how I got to here was very unexpected. My wife, of course, was targeted. It began with her, and I love my wife and my daughter, and I, made a vow after we figured out what was going on. I made a vow not to ever quit until I stopped what they were doing to her, and after about 4 years of R&D, here we are.
That's incredible. And this is a small size that uses USB, uses 600 volts, and only uses the power of the USB. It's not some gigantic monster. It's only goes inside of a room, from what I've read on your specs, and protects you within that 6-foot range.
Right, and there's a way to extend that, but we can get to that further. Actually, it's not 600 volts. It's upwards to 2,500 volts.
Gotcha.
The volts per meter squared is the EF electrical field that it puts out is about 600 to 800 volts per meter squared.
Gotcha. So tell us more about this technology. So you started testing it and started at home and found results almost immediately?
Not quite. Actually started with the RF blocker, and went through the whole learning how to design PCB boards on the computer, and when it came down to mass produce it, I was blocked left and right. Getting the runaround after I would place my first call and talk to somebody, and I would never get a call back, or they would just give me the runaround when I would call back. So I never really stopped doing that. But the spark gap I had up maybe about 2.5 years ago, and I'm sure they sabotaged it, but they sabotaged it 3 different times within a year, and the third time I just never really got back to it. So Anna came around. She was I saw her with her that she it just hurt me. So I went back to the drawing board and
is there any way you can move a little bit, Armando? You're cutting out.
Yeah.
There you go. That's better. Keep going.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to,
Better
Armando, if I can suggest, stay still, because they're obviously don't want you talking. Chris, I want Armando to make the distinction of the RA, whatever, the first board, which you designed for your wife, and this part which is different. Yeah. It's
right,
two different things.
Right.
So people don't get confused. What he built for the wife, is what he explained now. He tried to produce it en masse for, let me open here. He tried to produce it, try to print it and do it en masse to provide it for people to see if it helped everybody. But then the criminals blocked the production. But this is a different product. The spark is a different thing. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you for that. You're cutting out, Armando.
Am I? All right, well, let me move again.
There you go.
All right.
So, Armando, if you could explain how does it, what you explained to me, that it produces an electric field that confuses or in some way distracts the, I don't know what the correct word is, for the tracking signals.
Right. What it essentially does, it pretty much hides you from their tracking, their lifetime tracking, and also attenuates and cancels some of the negative charge ions that is stuck behind these directed energy weapons that actually do the damage to us.
And that's a form of radiation, right?
Yes, it's electrical field radiation. I'm sorry, I was trying to get some light over here.
Yeah, and that causes bone damage, teeth loss, and many other things.
Well, the electrical fields that they tested on 60 hertz. I haven't on higher frequencies of electrical fields. Well, in that,
you're cutting out again.
We haven't really. Let's see. Let me try something else.
Armando, you should call to the line. Well, while he comes back, if you want, I can speak up. Armando, llama por el teléfono. Llama por la línea normal porque no se está escuchando nada. Sorry, Chris. If you want, while he calls back, I want to explain, how because I was the first person to use this product, and so my version obviously is not the pretty good version that is sold out to the public now. I'm going to show you. Let me show you if you can see my original version here. Let me turn on my video so you can see it here. Okay. Right. So this here, it's like a Tupperware bowl, and the spark is in there. Okay. And I carry it everywhere, and what you see in the back is a chicken wire. And mine, the ones he sells now doesn't have this, but mine is connected from the spark to the chicken wire. And that's how, and so what it has done for me, it has allowed me, when I was starting to write the briefs back in August for the, when I was doing all the briefing and documents I was writing, well, what happened was that I would get sleep bombs, and they would play a lot with my emotions, and so because that's the torture I get is that kind of torture. So with this, it substantially reduced it. It allowed me to concentrate more, and it allowed me to not fall asleep on top of the computer. If you know, it significantly reduced my bad dreams, you know, my nightmares, and it allowed me to have a better night's sleep. I don't have V2K, but I can tell you that 2 weeks ago, I turned off. 2 weeks ago, let me turn it off, hold on. A person that does have a V2K, she was in the house and she used, you know, she tried mine and she told me, you know, she just sat very still and said, you know, it went down as if it was a radio in the background, and she said, I can live with this, you know. And then I also saw a little boy with V2K. I saw him change night and day with it. So I don't know what went on, but I did see the effects of it. So I don't know what it does to people with V2K, but I think I think it reduces, I don't know, Armando knows more because Armando has talked to Melody about it, but I think it reduces at least the volume on it. So I don't know. But it's certainly what it has done for me is enough that I am always next to it. I sleep next to it, and I try to be spend my entire time close to it whenever I'm doing something productive, whenever, you know, I need to produce or to rest.
Armando, are you available? Hit *6 on your mic. I can unmute you. There you are. All right, can you hear me, Armando? Armando, are you there?
Hello?
There you are. I hear you. Hello. So far, Anna's spoken about the technology and her personal experiences about it and how it protects her. Would you be able to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, she was pretty much my first, other than my wife. She was my first test subject, I guess you can call her. I don't really see her as a test subject, but you know, what it did for her, I was amazed to see the night and day difference. So, you know, I got back into the garage and started tinkering some more and came up with that little device that you see in that little Tupperware. You know, I asked her if she wanted me to put it in an actual silent light tube, and she's like, no, I love it the way it is. I like the echo chamber that it creates, you know, so I haven't touched it. And actually for about going on almost a year, about 10 months maybe, I haven't touched it. It's been, you know, going. She takes that thing everywhere she goes. She never leaves it alone at the house because, you know, we know better than to leave anything that helps us or that we cherish because you know, the criminals will just come in and take it or sabotage it. That's another thing I wanted to put out there. If you do purchase the silent, am I still here?
I hear you.
Okay. If you do purchase it, please take it with you anywhere you go. It's very travel, compact size, travel friendly. There's only 3 wires. You have your USB hookup, 5-volt, 2-amp, and then you have your ground wire that you connect directly into the ground socket of the wall plug, and then you have your single wire that comes up from the top, and you hang that up or attach that to your chicken wire. We're not offering the chicken wire, obviously, because for safety purposes, but anybody, you know, you can get it from any store, hardware store, Lowe's.
Do you connect the ground to the chicken wire?
No, the ground is
where do you
goes into the wall. Excuse me?
Yeah.
You're breaking up there for a minute, Chris.
Armando, it's important if you can do the disclaimers of what you can and cannot do, what are the safety precautions for people, that's important.
Right. Disclaimers, actually. Yes, we can do the disclaimers. Hold on one second. Sorry about this, guys. They're really burning me up no matter where I go. Ah, great.
I think we hit a nerve, Armando. My computer just got hit.
Did it?
I'm back. They can't stop
me.
They can't stop me. I can still hear you. You have no video, but I can still hear you.
No
so
video?
I'm glad you probably kept talking, so that's good. So yeah, so this little device has been first tested on Anna and your wife, and it's been successful. Do you have a website that you can share with us?
Yes, I'm sorry for all the issues we're having, but the website is TargetSourceLLC.com.
That's TargetSourceLLC.com. Gotcha.
Correct. And we did have.
Go ahead.
We did have problems. Hello.
Continue.
Okay. We did have problems with people getting through to our website, but I think we've mitigated that, and we were able to get by their block. So, but if you have trouble getting on the website, you can email me at silentnight.source@gmail.com.
silentnight.source@gmail.com.
Correct.
Okay, I'll make sure to post that in the call notes. That's incredible. Yeah, I've been watching your technology expand, and people are starting to use it, and you're getting feedback from people I know. So I'm incredibly impressed by that. And do you have any more you can add about your technology? I think they got him. And are you available?
I'm here. Let me show you, because I have one of the prototypes, so that you can fit. Yeah, let me get it. Hold on. Let me get it right now.
We hear you. We're gonna have Anna talk for a moment, but we'll come right back to you.
Okay.
Well, I haven't had this much trouble ever in 105 shows, so obviously you've hit a nerve with someone.
Yeah, well, what's happened is that they might try to circumvent it. I don't know. I mean, to me, it makes noise, but it's music to my ears, and I'm just grateful to Armando, and I want people to realize, this is not my business. I do not, because somebody, how people, they go, I do not make a profit of it. I don't have any partnership with him. I'm just extremely grateful that, thanks to him, I was able to write my briefs and to work, and that's exactly right now I'm writing something else I need to present to the circuit. And so, so this is how small it is. You see, excuse me, I haven't even done my nails because I'm here like a hermit writing. But you see, this is how small it is. This little this is to is to make the spark go closer. The two sparks. And so this is all it is. You put it like this in your bag. You take it with you. In your bag, and that's it. You don't leave it in your house, because leaving it in your house is a recipe for it to not work when you come home. And
I have one hung up.
Here it is. So it's pretty small. I would say this is 6 inches maybe, and 2.5 diameter. And it has a thing inside. So, you know, this is it, and it really, you know, I put it in stereo because I am the tester. You know, I test them to make sure that they're and they're just it is an extraordinary thing for me. That's all I can say. So if anybody has questions, I can answer. Armando, he's there. He's coming and going because, like you say, he hit a nerve because it's a very this is a method to minimize the attacks. It really is. At least for me, it has to.
Yeah. Now, Armando, are you available now? Do *6 on your mic, and you should be able to. I hear you. My friend on the chat mentioned you had a disclaimer you wanted to mention about this technology, so everybody knows.
Yes, it's actually, the disclaimer is on the website. There's a waiver you have to sign. Hold on one second. Okay. Can you hear me now?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So there's a waiver disclaimer you have to sign before you buy it. All the disclaimers are on there. I don't have it in front of me right now, right this second.
They can go to your website to read that. Yeah, I saw it myself. It's right there. It's easy to read. Right.
It's pretty simple. You just read it before you sign it, and when you sign it, you're able to purchase it, make your purchase. You know, this is high voltage, so you have to be careful with animals or kids. Keep it high enough where you don't have any child able to reach it. Now, one of our customers is purchased it for her son with autism, and she's keeping it in the room next to him. So you just got to be safe with it. You know, it's electricity. As always, you have to mind electricity because it can always bite you when you.
That's true. I used to work with electronics as a kid. I had my bench when I was 14, and I got zapped a few times with capacitors, which is what the spark gap device uses. It builds up energy from your USB, and then the two connections spark together, and that creates that interference that gives you relief, which is incredible because it is based on old known first technology that came out back in the 1800s. And 1893 to be exact. Now, Tranquility, my friend, wanted to know, do you have a turnaround time for ordering this technology? You have the Silent Night.
Yes. When we receive the orders, right now I've been working nonstop. I'm making just making as many as I can, but I'm barely keeping up with the orders, and I don't have any left for inventory for stock. So I'm making them as I get the orders and shipping them out. But I do test for at least 48 hours. I let them run for 48 hours straight to make sure that they're not going to misfire or have any issues before we ship them out. And we take pictures of the shipping box with all the different marks that I put on it, and then we will send those pictures to the customer so that they can look at it when they receive it and make sure that it wasn't tampered with. Just an extra assurance.
That's really reassuring. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Great. Let's see what time it is. It's only 24 after. We can keep talking. So you can talk about your service to the country. I know you served, and I wanted to thank you for that. Do you think that was part of your targeting, being in the military?
I don't think so. I mean, the targeting, I believe, started recently, maybe about 5 years ago.
Gotcha. Yeah. And I thank you for your service. Armando proudly serves, so support someone and help him with his device by purchasing one. We'll go to open mic in a little bit, but further questions for you. You, you guys are talking about it reducing the amount of V2K. Do you think that the V2K and the RNM can change frequencies, and you would have to change the spark gap frequency and duration to counteract it? Is that true?
I believe that they do use slightly different frequencies for certain targets, but the spark gap, the reason why they don't use them anymore, or when they stopped using them back in World War I, is because of the massive spectrum that it covers and the noise that it puts out on the entire spectrum. So even if they were to change frequency, it still covers a wide, very ultra wide spectrum of frequencies.
The full spectrum coverage, yes, that's right. And it's pocket, basically room size, so you don't bother your neighbors, which would be a concern. So that's good.
Right.
Tell us more about how successful you've been with talking to people. Have you been on other calls, and are you planning on continuing? Because I will definitely put this video out for people to understand. So if you're on Spotify, BitChute, YouTube, or Archive, please comment, like, subscribe, and make a comment about this technology if you're interested in it. And Anna did great talking about her personal experience with it. And how does it feel to come up with a technology that can actually, based on tried and true technology, that actually works most of the time and doesn't seem to be a problem with any electronics? You said, of course, to keep the electronics 6 feet away, of course. But,
right. Any kind of cords that you have, extension cords, mouse cords, cables, they can pick up the interference, and you'll have issues working, with the working of the device, of either the mouse or whatever you're using, the speakers, Bluetooth speakers. You'll get a bunch of static noise coming in through those if you have it too close. So if you don't have any kind of meter, EF or EMF meter, now this doesn't put out EMF, because EMF is very, very bad, and that's what we get hit with these directed energy weapons is the EMF, and it's not even that much, but it sure does do a lot of damage. With what they're using on us. But also, I believe that the ultrasound technology that they use for behavior modification, the spark gap, just with the noise itself, it covers a very wide spectrum of audio, of sound, and I believe that also helps with the blocking of the ultrasound tech that they use for the the behavior modifications.
So you think it's ultrasound? Is it possibly infrasound too? It wouldn't matter because your device is full spectrum. But yeah,
right,
ultrasound is what they use.
It's not necessarily
full high wave.
Go ahead.
Well, it's incredible. Let's see what time it is. We got what's half an hour after the hour. This is great. Did you have any other topics about what you'd like to talk about your offering?
Maybe just wanted to say, if we do offer the 30-day money back, excluding the shipping, if it doesn't work out for you for some reason, just send it back the way we sent it, and once we receive it and check it, then we refund you your full refund minus of course the shipping. And that's people.
$299 is your price for this device, which is reasonable.
Right, and that's our opening price. It might go up a little bit after this month is over, but we just wanted to get it out there as quickly as possible.
So if you order now, you can get that $2.99 deal. That's pretty good. So if you're listening to this and you want to try it, you put it in a Shangri-La in a place away from everything and just sit and relax and enjoy having quiet for once in your brain.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten them but positive remarks from the people that we had tested, and from the customers that have purchased it. We're starting to get the feedback, and it's been nothing but good feedback.
Right, and for anybody that's skeptical, this is not a jammer. It doesn't jam things up. It's a personal device. It only works within the perimeter of that person mostly, and that's it. It's not going to cause trouble or jam your neighbors up and your whatever, your electronics. So, and with the right precautions, you won't have a problem. Well, we have 101 people here, so we probably want to go to Q&A mode a little early, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Anna, did you have any more comments you'd like to make about?
No, I did want to say that this is from what I understand, it's como es analog. So like it's not digital technology, so it's harder for the criminals to microwave it and damage it. Armando can explain that better because I'm not a technical person, but because that was my biggest concern. Like, okay, it'll work, and then for a week because the criminals will ruin it. But no, they actually, the only way they can ruin it is physically having access to it. It's, correct me if I'm wrong, Armando, on that.
Yeah.
And you made the circuit board robust, so it can't be toyed with, pretty much, right?
Well, right. So that you can actually feel them pulsing the device, her device, with your hand, like you feel the microwave bullets. But I've always built things. I've always overkilled, so to speak, for reasons that I didn't want to mess with it again, whatever I was working on again. So I overkilled on the engineering part of it.
Yeah, it has to be bulletproof. That's great. Okay, well, let's go to Q&A mode. We have 103 people. I don't want to make you nervous.
Chris, I also want to add, if I can,
yes,
I leave it on 24 hours a day.
Yes, tell me.
I never turn it off.
So you're using it 24/7, and you haven't had any failures
no
or any?
Yeah,
no
it doesn't
issues.
heat up because he put in there some little parts that make it not heat up. So I never turn it. I only turn it off now just because of the noise, but I never turn it off.
Yeah, she's not the heat sink on the active device.
Now, can you physically hear the static of the spark gap in the room?
Yes,
well, I'll turn it on so you hear how it sounds, okay? Let me turn it off.
Let's do a demonstration, please.
Can you hear that?
No, it's very silent. That's good news. It's not interfering with your system.
No, and the computer is only 4 feet away.
No, that's safe enough. Computers are designed to be protected from that too, so that's very good.
Somebody asked.
Someone has a question. Is the spark gap material tungsten, steel?
It is not tungsten. It's It's a mixture of steel and I believe steel and nickel, some kind of steel nickel mix. You will have to periodically adjust the gap. There's an adjustment screw for that in the first break-in stages, but after a while, you only have to adjust it every now and then to keep that spark close. And there's plenty of grid in it. It's a mesh grid that it will spark. It'll find a spot to spark no matter what, and keep on going and give you that long longevity use of it.
Now, if I had a battery and I were to use this device on it alone, how long would the battery last in normal operations?
Depending on your capacity on the battery. Are we talking about a 18650?
An average cell phone, per se, would have the battery in it. How long would it last? What have you experienced?
Let's see. Well, for example, I have this one right now connected to the phone. This one's 10,000 milliamp an hour, and so 10 amps an hour. So with this one, the device could last about 5 hours.
But that's not bad. That can get you through a lot of things, you know.
Yeah.
I could take that on, I know as a joke, but I could take that on a picnic and just, have some type of USB charging device running it. I don't have to bring my cell phone.
So it's
a lot of USB chargers.
Goes mobile. You can see Anna was showing it earlier, but it's not big at all. It's very easy to unhook from wherever you had it hanging, disconnect from the wall, and just wrap the wires and take it with you.
And it looks like a miniature woofer tube for a stereo. Right. To be honest with you, that's what you could tell people. Oh, it's just a woofer.
It's 2 inch. It's a 2-inch diameter pipe by 6-inch long.
And that's not conspicuous at all. That would be good. Well, let's see. We've got a lot of people here, and we're at 107. So we're going to go to Q&A mode, and I wish you luck because you're going to be busy answering questions. Well, hello. It's Q&A session here with DJ Chris and Armando with Anna. Do you have a question? Come on in. First one up. Come on in. Star 6.
How long does it take for you to make one of these? Because I think I'm going to order this.
How long does it take you, Armando, to make one? Oh, you have to star 6, Armando. Oh, no, he is star 6. I don't know how long. He'll tell you. Can you hear us, Armando? Oh, there you are. We have a question. They want to know how long would it take if someone ordered one right now?
Because I have a Tesla coil that I use, and I want to put this thing next to it and see if they can stack each other.
That might not be a good idea. Ask Armando, but I don't think it's a good idea to put a Tesla coil next to it, but I don't know. I'm not. Armando, are you there?
Yeah, Armando's getting hit hard with frequencies because we have a busy call. Yeah. Oh, there you are, Armando.
I could put the Tesla coil in one side of the room and this thing on the other side of the room. I could put the Tesla coil in the back and this thing in the front.
You're saying you have a Tesla coil?
Yes, he does. And Armando, he wants to know what's the turnaround time if you were to order one tonight.
If you order one tonight, roughly 4 to 5 days before shipping it out. That's with assembly and testing and going through the QC phase before shipping it out.
That's pretty good.
Hey, hi, Armando. Okay, I'm sorry. And Anna,
no, I was just saying we've been getting faster at it this past 2 weeks. So I believe if we keep going, I'll be able to spit these out a lot faster.
My name's Steve. You had a question?
Yeah, my name's Steve Hammond, and I'm interested in the chicken wire part of it. And how does that work, and how big of a chicken wire could you pull with it? I mean, how does that work?
That's a very good question. You can actually put, you can pretty much cover an entire room in the house with chicken wire, top to bottom, and all the walls, and hook this up, and it'll pretty much shield you completely. That's another little project we're working on. Actually, we're doing some research right now on it, but essentially what we want to do is completely hide a person from their view, whether it's whether they're using radar to see you or infrared to see through the wall.
The thermal imaging is part of it, huh?
Right.
All right. So you hook like a alligator clip to the.
Yeah, you could put an alligator clip to the output wire from the Silent Night, and you just attach it to the chicken wire. The chicken wire could be a 2x2 piece or a 4x2 piece. The one I have out on the wall outside by my daughter's room is I believe it's 4 foot wide by 7 foot long.
Okay, that's great. Great to meet you. Thank you. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
Armando, can you explain if the person touches the chicken wire when the alligator clip, please explain the situation.
Right. So obviously you don't want to touch anything, any bare wire when it's running, of course, because it can bite you depending how well you're grounded. So I strongly suggest to have it disconnected when you are attaching this chicken wire to the device. And if you don't have alligator clips, you can always just strip off a part of the insulator on the end of the output wire and just wrap the bare wire around the chicken wire a few times, and you would have enough connection there for it to radiate on the H plane and the E planes of the electrical fields, because of the way the chicken wire is constructed with the different shapes. It really puts a blanket on you as far as the shield the shielding effect. It really does a big difference from what we found.
I thank you. This is quite bold, and congratulations. This is wonderful. Appreciate you.
And I am a retired tech worker from Silicon Valley, and I know how SparkGap works. I used it on the Titanic to communicate with using Morse code. And what ended up happening, just a silly side note, is that Buffy and Hildegard were exchanging messages from the boat to the shore, and they couldn't get any messages about the weather or that rock formation, and couldn't get through, and that's how they wrecked in, I think it was 1912.
That was an interesting fact I didn't know that Chris had told me earlier the other day. That was I didn't know that. I knew the Titanic had a spark gap, and I believe they had a rotary gap, if I'm not mistaken. But I didn't know that they were clogging up the transmission lines or the airwaves.
They were, because the stock market.
Right.
That was before the stock market crashed, so people were all going and investing, and World War I was happening, and so a lot of things were going on. But yeah, they crashed because of the busy network, and they didn't get the message in time.
Busy network.
Next person in line here at the deli to talk to Armando about his technology. Do you have a question? Come on in.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, I didn't. I just came on here. I was actually on here probably about 2 weeks ago. I was one of the newer guys that was on here. And,
are you the guy that worked on the cell towers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're popular. Everybody's talking about you.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about the spark gap technology and his invention?
I honestly just came in on this conversation. A friend just told me that there was a technology out there that that could possibly defend this stuff that's going on. I don't know what was the conversation about until just now.
Well,
what type of technology is it?
It's called the Silent Night, and we have a recording of this. We can have you play back because we already are into the end of the show already. Sorry about that, but you do have I do need you to contact me at my email as soon as you can at djchris@targetedwest.com so I can interview you about the cell towers.
Okay.
If that's
all
okay.
Right.
If you could, please, I appreciate that. That would be great. Your first name is?
Kingman.
Kingman?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, contact me, please, so we can interview you. Next person in line with a question about the technology.
Armando.
Hi.
Hi, this is Chris.
How you doing, Chris?
Good. So, okay, so I bought his first one after he was on, I don't know, Devin's call or some. I've had my sixth.
Goji's.
This will be Goji's call. Yeah, this is my sixth night. Absolutely love it, and I'm sleeping. My dreams, my nightmares have. I've had one kind of light induced dream, and other than that, it's been great. My question to you is, because it plugs into a USB, is it safe to put it into my car to plug it in?
Yes. Yes, I was actually just running one of the ones I was testing in my truck earlier when I went to the hardware store on the back cigarette lighter in the back of my 4Runner, and I just hung up the wire, made sure the wire wasn't touching anything metal, and I just left the ground wire. Huh?
That's what I mean. What about the ground wire?
Yeah, the ground wire you could just leave sitting there on your floorboard, or just hanging there. If you're going to hang it up like on the back part of your the car, you could essentially make a dipole antenna by hanging the ground wire on one side of your crap handles, I guess you could say, and the output wire on the other side. And then if you have a long enough extension, USB extension, or if your plug's nearby, you'd be able to connect it and run it that way, and that would definitely cover you on the horizontal plane.
Okay. All right. Well, just for the other listeners, I'm so pleased with mine. I just can't even. Yes, it does make a little noise. I think of it as white noise, and I can tell you one thing that happened with my neighbors is somebody had planted something through the wall, and for a week before I got this, I just kept hearing this humming noise, and it was coming through the wall, and I was so irritated because I just was like, oh my gosh, I got this, and for some reason this noise doesn't bother me. I can sleep with it. It makes me relax. And actually, you can actually even zone it out, even though it's going on. I mean, it's not loud. And I've just now noticed 2 days ago that the neighbors quit that humming through the wall.
Wow, yeah,
That's incredible.
I talked to you like 4 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 days ago. I was wondering when you were gonna.
The quality of my sleep is just so. You can't even believe how much different it is for me.
That's exactly what Melody was stating too. The sleep that she was getting, and she said that her V2K was a lot quieter, to the point where she could ignore it and it didn't bother her. So that's coming from Melody. And I don't know if everybody knows Melody's conference call, but
I can tell you another thing, because I was getting the chirping in my right ear, and I haven't had that. So thank you so much, Armando.
Awesome.
I'm so grateful for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any other questions, you have my email. Just shoot me an email, and I'll get to you as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
DJ, I need to tell you real quick. Someone's calling in, and they're only getting your music. I wanted you to know. So.
Okay, I can't do anything about that. Go ahead and. What about pets? Someone asked about being accessing pets, or should you keep pets away from this technology?
I would suggest to keep any pets or any children away from this device. Due to the sole fact that of the voltage. Now, it's from the research that we've done, and it's not enough current to I guess stop your heart. Now everybody's different. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not stating that it's not possible, but for the known voltage and current needed to kill somebody, this is way under the limit that has been recorded as far as stopping somebody's heart or electrocuting somebody. Now, if you do touch it by accident, like I said, it depends how well you are grounded. If it might bite you on your hand, it just kind of, it's not really that it hurts. I think it scares you because you weren't expecting it. But it's high voltage at very, very low current. We're talking about picoamps. So I would definitely keep animals away from it, or try to keep it in a separate room from your animals. But even if you're to hang the output wire up high enough to where like a cat or a dog wouldn't be able to get to it, then they're okay being around the bottom side, of the device, the ground or the USB cable. They won't be shocked by that.
Gotcha. Okay, so we can take a couple more questions if you don't mind, and then we're going to go to the book club. I think Anna was going to talk to me about the Indoctrinated Brain by Michael Nels, MD. So, of course, we'll keep talking a question in the audience for Armando.
Hey, guys.
Speaking of brain, they're really...
And that breathing needs, Steve, you need to *6 your breathing. Next question in line.
Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you. Come on in.
All right. Hi, Chris. Hi, Armando. Hi, Anna.
How you doing?
I'm all right. Thank you for this call. I wanted to ask you about secure delivery, electricity versus frequency, and then a nonprofit offer for you. For secure delivery, I appreciate you mentioned putting secure markings on the box. You may know a TI named H. Michael Sweeney. He's about 79 years old in Washington. He's written several books. He also publishes weekly sermonettes. He shared with me this fantastic way of secure delivery because after we get things, we try to keep them secure. In process, we were having boxes opened and items tampered with. So what he noted is you can wrap the item or box in paper. You write over it with a felt pen in a unique way, squiggly lines or whatever you like. You tape over it with clear packing tape, keep pictures of all 6 sides, and then it's very difficult to open with plausible deniability, which seems to be what these people seek as a condition of messing with things at the agency level anyway. So the first question is, it doesn't cost much. It's a little extra time, a few minutes. Is that something that you could try for deliveries with the paper wrapping, the felt pen, and then taping over the writing with clear packing tape and keeping pictures of the 6 sides?
Yeah, I actually kind of already do that, but without the felt pen. I put my signatures on the tape that I already put on the box, and then I'll mark it with Sharpies on the corners, and it'll be specific markings that I would do, and then I would tape over that, over the markings, and over my signature again with the packing tape, and take pictures of all 6 sides, and then send it to you with the tracking information.
Awesome.
But I would, I'll be open to trying out a different way with the felt pen and trying out what you were suggesting.
Yeah, felt pen and paper. The test is basically if you can get into the box and get out of it and close it in a way that looks like before. So we found it's really hard to do with paper. The way you're doing it right now might be just as good or even better. But I think you could test that. And yeah, if we can be confident that no one can get into it with plausible deniability, that would be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we've had any complaints yet or any issues with the shipping as far as the ones that we've shipped already. So, I would definitely take your suggestion and try it out just to be more a little more secure.
Sweet.
So they don't get any ideas.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. The second question, electricity versus frequency. I can tell you what's behind it. First of all, is Anna using both of those products, the frequency and the spark gap, or only the spark gap now?
Right now, it's only the spark gap.
Oh, okay. All right. The reason I ask this is you may know Dr. Anna Maria Mahalsha.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know if you saw, she published, I'm just looking at it now, she published this in March of last year. She said, unvaccinated blood, recurrent new proof of filaments growing under exposure of extremely low electrical currents. So what she was finding is these self-assembling filaments that seem to be in everyone, causing problems when they grow, would grow faster when they were subjected to electrical current. So what I'm wondering is if shielding by frequency might be safer than electrical current of some sort. I don't know if this would have a similar effect.
Well, what exactly is the frequency? It's electrical current.
So you think they'd have similar effect, the frequency versus a spark gap in that regard?
I mean, I would imagine, but I mean, are the electrical currents being induced on the body, or where did I don't remember. I haven't read that. What she wrote about that was the currents actually being induced into your skin, or just being around the fields?
In this case, I think she was looking at blood that was under slides and then somehow subjecting them to probably an external current. I can post a link. But
that would be really a big one right there. If there was actually, because our bodies produce actually each cell in our body produces 1 volt of power per cell. So we're pretty much huge walking batteries with huge capacities. And
which is how they can track you. I don't want to be rude, but I need to get to the next question. Next question for Armando.
Yes, Armando, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, what is the website where I can purchase this device?
Hold on, he had some noise back there.
That sounds like Steve. Steve, can you please start 6? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I'm looking for the website where I can purchase this device.
Yes, sir. It's TargetSourceLLC.com.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Any more questions before we go to the book club?
Yeah, I have a question.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Yeah, I've got a question. I've got a question about shipping abroad. Has he ever shipped abroad?
We have not set that up yet to ship abroad, but we are looking into it. We are definitely looking into it. We're not just trying to keep this over here in the States. I would want anybody around the world to be able to have the same relief that we've all have gotten from this device. So we're working on figuring out all the legal issues and the security as far as shipping it without having any kind of tampering going on. Because of course the laws are different in other countries, so we definitely have to look at that.
Would it be possible to ship it dismantled and then reconstitute it when it gets here?
I mean, I would imagine, but why would it have to be dismantled? You mean like ship it in different pieces, different packages?
Yes, so that you don't know exactly what it is, and I mean, it could be opened by customs. You could be charged, an import tax, depending on how it's described. you know, because it actually does look like a BOMB, doesn't it, really? So, you know, I was just thinking about things like that. Could some part of it be sort of taken apart and you give instructions to put it back together so that it doesn't look like?
Yeah. Actually, you can. There's the 2 bolts that hold the circuit and everything inside, and also the spark area is actually slid into a groove, so to speak, that is cut into the pipe. So it would be actually pretty easy to send the encasement and the circuit separately, so that it doesn't look like anything illegal or nefarious where they want to charge you extra tax on it.
Yes,
thank you for your question. We need to move on to the next one. Next question in line before we go to the book club.
Maybe I could just ask briefly about helping you with contract manufacturing.
With contract manufacturing?
Yeah. I had reached out in November and then was cut off by a targeted justice person. I talked with Richard in January. I have a public benefit corporation. I had said, I'd like to help you with this with nonprofit on our end. And Richard said, email him. I emailed February 1st, February 6th, February 26th. Tried to reach you through Targeted Justice. I get a reply that, we can't abandon our children just because you have a need. When I'm trying to counter the criminality, you said that's supporting the contract manufacturing. I've never.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, you never received those messages?
I never received any emails. What's your name?
My name is Noam. The company is Infinity B Corporation. So if you like, we can follow up. I can email. We can talk about it. I'd like to help you with manufacturing with no profit on our end for potentially both these products and potentially more.
Sure. Let me I'll get your information down and I'll shoot you an email from my personal email and we can talk from there.
Great.
Yes, and Noam is a guy that I emailed you with, Armando, so I know him. He's vetted.
Okay. No. Yeah. So you have his contact information.
I do. Yeah. I will. I will give it to you if you email me or somehow we get that connected to him. I think I already connected you two, but we can do that again.
Yeah. I received an email of you talking about it. But that was
Infinity.B or .biz or whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah, I didn't receive any other kind of attachments or anything
we'll
like
hook
that.
him up. Yeah, we'll get that hooked up. But we need to get to the next question in line.
Yeah.
Next person in line to ask Armando before we go to the book club.
Hello. Yes, hello. Yes, hello.
You're echoing.
Is there a warranty on the device?
We're given a 30-day money-back warranty, and if there's any other issues later on down the line, you can always contact us, and we can try to work it out without having to buy a whole new device if something were to happen as far as manufacturer defects goes.
Yeah, I thought that was a return policy, 30 days.
That was a return policy, but I'm also offering any kind of manufacturer defects would be
for 30 days.
Essentially can be
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Come on in.
Go ahead.
Is the silent night safe to just have in your room and be able to watch TV? It won't interfere with the TV?
As long as it's not anywhere in the vicinity of the TV, you should be okay. I mean, I have Anna has hers next to her monitor. I have it going next to the living room TV. Outside, inside. As long as you stay away at least 6 feet or more, you should be okay.
Okay, so you just plug it into the USB cord, and you keep you keep your body like 6 feet in it, right?
Well, right. It actually extends further out than that, but of course, the field weakens as the further you go away. But
Okay.
the 6 feet is mainly for your electronics safety, so you don't mess any kind of electronics up.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
So it won't interfere with the cell phone either, huh?
Well, it sometimes can if you're too close to it. If, like, say if you're a foot away from the output wire and you have your phone to your head and you're talking, you can get some interference. But as long as you stay 6 feet away, you're clear.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it, man.
No worries. One more question. Come on in, and then we have to go to. We're over time now.
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you very much, Armando. Thank you very much for inventing this, and I hope your family is doing well. And so, if your electronics need to be 6 feet away from this, how far can you travel in terms of still, within your home and still be protected? What is
still
the
be
square
protected.
footage?
It depends. There's many variables that justifies the area that it covers. Due to how close the source that's attacking you is. If you have the ground connected into the wall, if you have the chicken wire connected to it, there's a lot of different variables. But from what the feedback that we've gotten, one of our customers said that she was able to walk from her living room to her dining room, from living room to her kitchen, and still feel the effects. And I don't know exactly how small or big her house was, but that's 2 totally different rooms, and she was still getting coverage. So I think maybe even Anna would be able to answer that one.
Or maybe in your own home, Armando, if you could give your own home as an example. Do you have the chicken? I'm sure you probably have the chicken wire up. And how much square footage are you able to roam and still feel protected? Is that a fair question?
I suppose yes. Well, with me, I don't really get the V2K anymore, but my wife would still every now and then complain that she'd hear something here or there, but it just depends on where she was at the house. That I don't have the chicken wire everywhere in the house, obviously, but I mainly have it where we slumber, where we spend most of the night, sleeping. But we have our house is pretty wide, it's pretty big, but it's out here in the country, so the towers are a lot further away. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. There's just too many variables to answer that.
Okay.
Honestly.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I think we wrapped that up for the night for Armando. Armando, would you like to stay after the book club meeting?
Sure.
Okay, then we can have more people answer questions. We're going to do the book club now, so please bear with me. And if you have a question, don't worry. We will come back to you. So no worries about that.
It's time for the TI Book Club, where every book opens a door to new worlds and shared journeys. Here, we uncover hidden gems, specially selected for TIs, and always within your reach. Be part of a community that reads together, grows together, and sees the world through the same lens. Don't just listen to stories, live them with us. Join now at bookclubs.com/TI-bookclub/join, and let's turn the pages of adventure together.
Well, thank you, Mr. Announcer. This week's book is, Anna's here too, I believe. She's also reading The Indoctrinated Brain by Michael Nels, MD, PhD. Mentions the book Brave New World a lot, which we're going to get to in the book club. So if you haven't read that, that would be a good one for you this year. The WEF has mentioned Charles Kloss, who is a Kissinger man, and of course he's got the young leaders of the world, which is like Justin Trudeau and others. So what do you expect? It's part of the Great Reset, which you've been hearing about in the alternative media. You don't hear about it much in mainstream media. It talks about COVID-19, which we can talk about now because that whole thing is over with. And it talks about how the mind control went on about getting shots when you didn't really need it on an experimental medicine. Talks about mainstream media, which causes stress, which creates the hippocampus to actually shrink. And this program has been tested on people like Gitmo. So they're using Guantanamo technology on all of us, including non-targets, to reduce the size of the hippocampus and reduce the indexes that you have with the ability to create new brain cells and new memories. Stress increases memory, which is caused by hormones, PTSD, and people who suffer from memory loss. The hippocampus and the frontal brain also shrinks. 68% of people in the United States have PTSD, plus there's a pre-PTSD or another form of PTSD, and that is what you get from watching the mainstream media news every night with these wannabe future disasters that never come to fruition. But they do that to scare you because they're literally reducing your hippocampus. So we gave it a 9 in the book club. It got a 9.5 total vote. And if you want to join the book club, like it said in the message, go to bookclubs.com/TI book club/join/. That's about it for the book club. I didn't know if Anna was here or available, but we do have a little message from someone you all know, and we're going to make sure to get that out before we go.
Yeah, Chris, I'm here. I bought this book because I saw it with Mike Adams was interviewing the author. I urge you all to look it up. Yeah, in Brighteon. And so I haven't finished reading it because I'm doing my legal work. But I do have to say, I think, as soon as I'm done with what I have to do and reading it, I want to contact this man because I think that the last part, or the second part of this book he needs to write on is on the mind control technologies done on targeted individuals, because he does speak a lot about subliminal messaging and the total control, the just basically mind control everywhere. But it would be interesting to talk to him about, the directed energy weapons technology, which is not, I haven't gone there. I don't think he talks about it, but I originally bought it to see if I can restore my brain from all the damage that the criminals have done with all the implants they put in there. And so that's why and so far it's just such an amazing book that I highly recommend it. It's, even though it's nonfiction, it's just really, really good. I highly recommend it.
Thank you for that, Anna, for the TI Book Club. That's Anna Toledo. I'm also right in the middle right now, and I was just reading a little bit of it about the shrinkage of the hippocampus. Okay, well, thank you for that. Thank you for watching the video. We're going to have a quick little commercial from our friends at TI Events, just to let everybody know that they're there. And thank you, TI Events, for putting out the emails and putting a message in your events, featured events section and in the conference call section, and made a difference. We had an incredible amount of people come by tonight. Here we go.
Welcome to TIEvents.org, your official insider for the targeted individual community. As the go-to source for all TI events, we're here to keep you in the loop with the latest and greatest happenings. Discover daily conference calls, meetups, and exclusive events across the USA, all at your fingertips. Plus, planning a TI event? Advertise with us for free and connect directly with the TI community. TIevents.org is not just a website. It's your gateway to a world of information, connection, and empowerment for TIs everywhere. TIevents.org, your official insider. Dive in and discover today.
Thank you, TI Events. And now it is open mic. Anyone can come in. Armando's still here if you have questions still. So come on in, open mic, one at a time, please.
Hi. How are you?
Is this my girlfriend?
It is. Hi. I know my voice sounds very bad right now. Hi, boyfriend. I have missed you. Hey, Armando, it's so good to hear your technology is working. Are you currently in Houston where I can bring you cash for payment?
Yes,
Okay. Well, I'm waiting on my... Okay. Could I get it to Anna, if that's easier for you?
Yeah. I mean,
if that's okay with Anna Toledo, if she doesn't mind me handing her the cash.
No, if I may join here. I want people to understand that targeted adjustment does not in any way benefit from this product, nor do I. Armando's business. So, Katie, I would very like to be a disclaimer or something, but I just want everybody, because people can easily start spreading rumors of incorrect things.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you can probably deal directly. Let me go ahead and shut the recording off and let you guys finish. This is DJ Chris. Please watch my video on your preferred platform all the way through. It's very informative. And please like, comment, and subscribe. We got a little echo. That's okay. We're going to turn the recording off now.